Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you are having an exceptional day. You deserve it. As my nephew likes to say, Unc, it is a great day to have a great day. So I hope that's what you're doing. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to join the conversation, the rules of engagement are simple. Hit me with a what's up, and then we can have a conversation. You're not just going to yell at me from the back.
What's up, DB?
Say what's up. That is required. That is a simple, basic human thing I am asking for. And if you oblige, I am so greatly appreciative. Bach running the ship. Strick hanging on. Jay Foreman will join us at 5 o'clock. Kevin Meyer for Thirsty Thursdays up next in the next segment. Barry Thompson from 5 to 6 to break down all this quarterback play and quarterback sack talk and all the, what do you do when your backup quarterback's winning, but your star player is supposed to come back? There are all sorts of quarterback questions in the NFL that we want to ask Barry Thompson. You can follow us on the Starter Heyman video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, Twitter live as well. You can see what's going on and greatly appreciate it. And, of course, we want to thank the folks from Mercado. Quite frankly, certified Piedmontese beef. Go handle your business. Good eats.
Yes, it is.
Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland. What up, Strick?
What it going? What it do? What's popping? What's happening?
Everything is popping. I want to jump back before we go forward because we were talking about basketball, right? You're a Husker Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer.
Am I?
You know a little bit.
I don't know about that.
You know a little bit about the game. You know a little bit about talent. You know a little bit about chemistry. You know a little bit about the work. You understand when you see what you see when you see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I do know a little something about that.
So what do you say to the people who stroll up to you with arrogance, saying that your knowledge is not valid?
Well, listen. Listen, none of us have a crystal ball. You can only go off of what you see. Right? You can only go by what you observe. Now, the implementation of that is another thing. Now,
the execution of it
is another thing. But what you see normally, especially in practice, what you see in practice normally is going to have some form of a carryover into the play.
Let me hit him with this. See, because again, I don't know what happens on the text line other parts of the day. I don't want to play. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But let me tell you, I will call you out if you put some nonsense through your fingertips on the text line. I'm going to tell you about it. Like, understand that they feel free to just say anything, any kind of way, with no accountability for it. Listen, I don't know what you know about basketball or not, right? Mm-hmm. You have credentials, Strickland. You actually have credentials. Bach, you hear every night for the last 3 years talking about this. You watch these games and they affect you, right? So if you hit me on the text line with some blah, blah, blah nonsense, I will speak to you as a grown man. Chill out, because we just having a conversation.
Facts.
Your negativity, not necessary here. Not required. Not required. We all friends and family.
True.
We all just here hanging about talking about the stuff we love. Explaining why we love it and how we love it.
I mean, the season hasn't started. There's no reason to be negative about Nebraska basketball.
Ain't shot a shot.
No.
and the people talk about it not going to practice. They're not seeing anything, but they're experts. See, there has been a lie in our current existence that people sitting on the couch know as much as people who actually do the work or play the game. Stop believing the lie. It's simply not true.
Right.
And we're just having conversations based on things that we've seen and know. And so when I asked Strick his opinion, the reason why I'm giving his opinion some validity is because he actually took the time to go down there and put his eyes on and use his intelligence and his experience. And he was kind enough, considerate enough to come down here and share it with you. Why? Because you're supposed to love it. You ain't got to agree.
You don't got to agree.
But don't be a jerk, because guess what? I can be the biggest jerk there is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't invite that dude to the party. Let positive DP show up and love on you, because if you don't, that other DP show up and I will crush you.
Tell it, DP.
Crush you.
Talk about it.
Crush. Now, all that being
because I didn't have to give you any insight either.
Like you was sharing, you was all nice with it. You were extremely nice with it.
I could have kept that info to myself.
You were always nice with it, bro. You were like, you broke it down.
Yeah.
Listen, position by position, skill set by skill set, scheme within the scheme, like all those things, coaching, analytics, all the stuff you gave the full recipe. You was out here just dropping dime, and somebody over in the corner. That wasn't a perfect pass. That didn't hit him in the chest. That ball rolled around the ring 3 times before it went in, Strick. Calm down. What is happening with y'all? They haven't even played a game yet. Look, you got a whole season to spout and spew whatever comes up because of the result.
The result.
We're talking about the preparation.
Right.
We're talking about the plan. We're talking about the mission. And you talking about what was. There's a word for that. Look it up. Look it up. Be better than that. That's all I'm talking about. Jesse, come on, man. Jesse, at least do me the courtesy, man, of get me with a what's up. Come on, man. Hook me up. Derek, you're right. Positive DP is your guy. Absolutely. That's how we're gonna get down. He goes, he asked a question. Do you think we'll see any bubble screens jailbreak to put Purdue on the heels? Also, will we see Ramir J out of the backfield? Love your show, and you guys are the best. Go Big Red. Couple of things in that require a response. Mickey Joseph said that as a coach, it's not his job to go to the coach to ask whether a player is ready. He doesn't ask the fans if the player is ready. He asked the player if the player is ready, and the player says to you, I'm ready or I'm not ready. Then he makes decisions accordingly. Ramir Johnson hasn't been ready from his own words. Like, we can speculate, but the dude actually just told you what the rules of engagement were. As a fan base, we do better by pretty quickly just accepting it as it is. Now, bubble screen, here's the thing about Purdue. They are not the gifted group. They are the consistent group. They're not going to make the exceptional play. They're going to make the base level play.
Right.
If you're better than them on that play and you don't make mistakes, you are a problem to produce defense. They are terrible in the back seven in the middle. They are terrible. I'm just telling you, from the two interior linebackers and the 2 safeties. Oh my goodness, eat your lunch. Get fed.
Yeah.
But what's required to do that is that Mark Whipple in this offense attacks that space on a consistent basis. That's what will work. And it's sometimes if you spread your back to the sideline and you make that throw, what it does is it gets those linebackers leaning in that direction.
Yeah.
So that you can sneak Vokalek and Brewington behind them. You can run Washington on a crosser. You can do those things behind that space. That lets me know that Whipple's been in the lab.
That part.
That he's been in the lab.
It seemed like there were some more, obviously Grant out of the backfield, but even, crossing routes underneath. It seemed like there was a little bit more of that this past game. Did you feel that way?
Say it again.
A few more like underneath routes, and obviously the dump off to Grant was heavy, but just kind of like, crossing routes underneath to Washington, those options, certainly more than the Frost offense.
But
even
that's the
from
best
the
way. That's the best way to attack. So Rutgers defense is a high risk, high reward. So they're gonna take people out of the back seven and put them in the front seven. They're better with 7 full in the box than they are with 6. With 6, they don't get home.
Right.
7, they get home because they just outnumber you, and then it's a race to Casey getting the ball out of his hand on time because somebody's open. Now, if Casey if the first option is open, it's a win. If the second option is, then it's a race between Casey getting his eyes from first read to second read and getting the ball out of his hand. And a part of Whipple's problem with Casey was that he was not getting quickly to second read.
Right.
With Purdue, they're going to be in place. They are going to be concrete slab statues where they are, and they're going to make you maneuver around them. But here's the thing. They don't move, so it's easy to hit them in that space. The adage I would teach receivers is this. If you're running a route and you're being chased, it's man coverage, keep running. If you're being chased, keep running. Run to open, quarterback will throw you to open.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not being chased, stop running.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sit down in green and let them hit you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those concepts are simple in theory, and it should be the basis for all route combinations. But then what gets complicated is this. Strick, do you remember you when you were 20?
Whew. I was a feisty little thing.
Right?
Yeah, I was a feisty little thing, man. I wanted to dominate. I wanted to dunk. I wanted to embarrass. I was a feisty little dude, man. I just wanted to get after anybody and I hated to lose. Yeah, that was a 20-year-old Stricky.
Right? And you want to make a play. You wanted to make the play, even if it wasn't your play make.
Yeah.
Right? And then sometimes
observe, read, go get.
I saw it. I saw it. Like I saw her across the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
If I run across there, I'm making a mistake. If I walk over,
I might win.
And on the way over, I might stop at a better stop. Stricky, baby!
I might web out on a couple.
Welcome to the Players Club.
I don't want to tell all the secrets.
No, we don't. Stricky, we're gonna make room. What day is today?
It is Thursday.
Oh, so get on the stream. Check out what Kevin Meyer's bringing in. But a best Thursday is a Thirsty Thursday. Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle will join us with goodies for your appetite, for your taste buds, and for your spirit. But, we got time to do that. We got to wait for Bach to get back so we can do that. So, Bach, we're going to go to break, and then we're going to bring in the legend, the man himself, Kevin Meyer, Meyer Cork and Bottle. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Build your network, experience local business, and find out what local merchants have to offer, all at the Lincoln Expo on Wednesday, October 19th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Stop by from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. It's free to attend. More details at lcoc.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Windy conditions will be in place yet again today as northwest winds could gust over 40. A red flag warning will be in effect this afternoon due to critical fire danger as we see an afternoon high of around 61. A few passing clouds tonight with a low of 40. It will be windy again tomorrow but slightly warmer with a high of 71. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Pop. Yes, sir. That's a 10. That's a 10.
It's a pop, pop.
Yes. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
We're gonna let this breathe just
let it breathe.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle. How you doing?
I heard a song the other day, and it said, "Half of me wants an ice cold beer, and the other half wants two.
Oh,
And that's basically how I'm feeling right now.
Stay
Good to
out
see
of
you.
my diary, Kevin Meyer. That was private. What'd you bring to?
You should write some country songs.
Oh, I think I wrote one last night. I just didn't call it a country song.
Okay.
I think I wrote one.
I'm not a big country guy, but I do love the turn of phrase and things like that. It's creative to me.
Yeah, I mean,
like it.
it's the storytelling. The country
Yeah.
songs, I had to accept it. It falls in line with gospel music. That country songs are all love songs, no matter what the subject. It's a love song.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then he goes, yeah, the same as gospel music. It's a love song. So I could write one up. I think we could do that.
All right.
Kevin, cool can,
Yes.
silver top, blue bottom, waves on it. Those waves? Is that
Indeed. So Stillwater Brewing did a collaboration with a brewery, with another brewery, and they called this a sound saison. And basically, it is a hoppy farmhouse ale fermented to the sounds of waves crashing. Now, that sounds pretty gimmicky, and it probably is. But so officially Oktoberfest was the 12th. And we've done probably 3 or 4 Oktoberfest this fall so far, a couple of pumpkin ales. And I thought, it's now finally starting to feel like fall. But since the date has already passed of when the prince and the princess got married and had their big party in Munich back in 1864, I think it was. So I decided to do something a little different. And saison literally means season. And so it feels like fall out there. The leaves are turning, the leaves are falling, and it is a change in season. And so basically the history of the saison was that in Belgium, between winter and spring, you have that time where you can't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
The snow's starting to melt, but the ground's still frozen. Still too cold to plant anything. Still too, weather's still too volatile to really get a whole lot done. And so you just have to wait. So what they would do is brew beer, and during that 4 to 6 week time frame, and they used it for currency. And so what they would do is basically their field hands, they would pay them partially in with cash, but then they would also pay them in beer. And but what they figured out was that beer had to be very, very light in alcohol. Otherwise, the farmhands didn't get a whole lot work done.
Right.
And so usually they're brewed to be about 3% alcohol. Well, they decided to do this a little differently. These are coming in at a pretty stiff 7%.
Woo.
And I just want to cheers the season with you all, gentlemen. And
It means it's beer.
cheers to the fall.
It means it's beer season. That's
right.
That's
But
what
it's
this
got
means.
that beautiful, light orange color. It's a little bit cloudy. It's probably going to have a little bit of tartness to it because that's the Belgian saison style.
Yeah.
And it's fermented mostly with wheat is the base grain.
It's good. It's
And
smooth.
and it's just kind of a different style of beer, and it's just kind of fun to try different things. And even if you wouldn't normally like seek them out, say you're at a restaurant or a bar, and you have the option of going with something weird or going with something that chances are you're going to go with something new. But when you have a chance to try something new and takes you on a new experience, and that's what we're all about at Thirsty
This
Thursday.
belongs in a large mug.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe ceramic, but maybe the metal ones with the top.
Stein.
The full Stein, though.
Yeah.
The ones
What does that do?
Oh, because
Does
there's
it
a thing.
seal it in?
Yeah. And then when you open it up, it's a statement. Because it's like, oh, yeah, drinking time. Drinking time. Like there's no accidental drinking.
Yeah.
This is purposeful. This is not for the tepid, but this is for the all in.
This is a definite Koofy beer too. Like you want to
Koofy.
have the Koof. What is it? Koofy? Am I saying it wrong? The little thing that you put on it to keep it cold.
Oh, koozie.
Koozie.
Yeah.
Oh, Koofy. Koofy is the African hat.
Oh shit. Stricky knows nothing. Look, I haven't even gotten hard. Exactly. I'm already.
Yeah.
A
No, but seriously.
koofie's like a koozie for your head.
Yeah.
Koozie.
Yeah.
So, because this is a patio pounder sitting at home on a Monday night in the fall or watching Saturday Husker football.
Yeah.
Where you get right. This ain't the one where you want to be at Tipsy Tina's or something like that. This ain't the one where you want to be there because you might have to Uber home.
No, this is in the man cave in the
Yes,
garage.
this is in the garage.
When it's maybe
Heater.
an actual fireplace going on.
Yeah, or fire pit.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it. Okay, go ahead. Talk to me.
Well, no, I just it's got that beautiful color. It has that little bit of tartness. It doesn't taste boozy or hot. Just kind of a seasoned beer.
For the first time ever in the history of Thirsty Thursdays, I'm going to ask you to sell me a 6-pack of this.
Well, I would.
This is the
first. Comes in 4-packs, but I would.
Okay,
gladly sell
the
one and
first
a half
time.
4-packs.
Well, this is a me beer, especially for right now. Like I don't need this in July.
No.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now, pumpkin sitting next to me.
Not now, but when?
2
Not
weeks.
now, but right now.
Yeah. 2 I'm thinking Thanksgiving.
2 weeks. Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I like it.
Thanksgiving. This is it. Like this is me. This was a me beer.
Half of me wants a beer. The other half wants.
I don't
two.
drink a lot of beer, but I would drink these types.
I would destroy that.
Yeah.
All right, that's a home run.
Now,
Well done.
Brussels, I will say, Kevin, when I was in Brussels, I truly and thoroughly enjoyed the beer overall.
The
I
Belgians,
drank more beer in Brussels than I did anywhere.
Well, what's interesting is most of the beer in Belgium is brewed by the monasteries, right? And I've always said if you're sworn to a life of celibacy, you should get to drink as much as you want. And
is that a trade? Is that a?
I think so.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
And so
one may lead to the other. I don't know.
But not if you're a monk. So
Right.
you have to focus all your energy on making high quality beer, and they do a damn fine job with
Yes, that's quality.
Stricky will be taking it home.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, let's dive into the wine.
It's a good red.
Hand this
You
out.
know, Stricky stays for the red.
Stricky's all about the red.
I'm all about
Yeah, he's staying for the rest of the remaining bottle.
You already know, DP.
There's one.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm doing.
Like this, that leftover has a name, Stricky.
Stricky's picky, taken home.
No, I'm eyeing it too, like with a hard, with a hard eye.
Yeah. Hey, girl.
That's interesting that you say that because the bottle shapes were actually designed based on whether they represented more of a male or a female persona. And so the wines of Bordeaux were, Cabernet and Merlot based. And so those wines were felt to be more hearty and more masculine. So they shaped the bottle, giving it broader shoulders and more resembling the male, body shape. Whereas the wines of Burgundy were thought to be more elegant and sophisticated and understated and complex. And so they thought that those more represented the female persona. So they were given the nice soft curves and a little bit.
Girl.
And they would put the straw dressing on them just to let you know.
They have a word for that. That was the Italians did that.
Yeah.
They have a word for that.
Yeah.
It's called a fiasco.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So the straw basket on the bottom of a bottle of Italian Chianti is called a fiasco.
Right.
Believe it or not.
All right. No.
Let's get into the wine though.
Talk to me.
So this is a Napa Valley Merlot, and we haven't done a lot of Merlot in on Thirsty Thursday. So I thought I would bring this one in because it's a particularly good buy. So land right now, prime vineyard land in Napa Valley goes for about $10 million an acre. So it's a really tough place to do business economically and put your wine on a shelf somewhere for under, $40 when you've got that type of investment. And that doesn't even include what you have in the vineyards or the winery or, tanks and fermentation and facilities and
loss.
And in loss.
Damage, yeah.
Yeah. Between the fires and the drought and all this other stuff. So, when we find a high level Napa Valley red that we can sell under $20, it's usually a home run. We started our fall wine sale last Friday, and this is one of the home runs of the sale. This is Sterling's Napa Valley Merlot 2016. We got a special buy on it from our supplier because they had a few cases left of the 16 vintage, and they wanted to move on to like the 19 or 20 vintage. And so we beat them up a little bit on the price and pass that along to the consumer. And it's just soft and rich and elegant. And you get those bright cherry notes, but you also get kind of this tobacco-y backbone thing going on. And it's just a really cool wine and different, something that we don't normally do.
This has...
How long is the deal, first of all?
Yeah.
Before DP?
The sale will go for 2 more weeks.
Oh, I'm in on that.
So these are on the shelf for $20. And this is typically a $40 Merlot.
Yeah, I was going to say you have underpriced this.
Oh, Lord, Hammer.
You have underpriced this.
Lord.
No, you have underpriced this. Like,
I need you to hold two of them for me.
The first sip was, I immediately thought he was going to say, this is a $45, $50 bottle.
Yeah.
And it
first
is
sip.
legitimately. Yeah.
Most of the Merlots I take on are really dry.
Uh-huh.
That's really good.
This one goes down really
Really
easy.
good.
Almost like smoother than most wines.
Yes.
This
It's
is
flush. Well, that's the benefit of age. So this is a 16, so it's already got 7 years worth of barrel and bottle age prior to the you actually opening it, and so that plushiness comes through, and the richness is there without being edgy at all. But you can taste the layers of complexity in there, and it's just really a darn fine bottle.
Fact.
No, this is so well put together.
I'll be over.
Yeah.
Tell us your location because Streaky needs to get over there.
How many of those bottles you got? Because Tricky, you gotta leave some for others.
I believe there's still a stack of it there, but
Well, I want
these are
wifey
$20.
just left.
13th and South Streets. You can come find us. We've got over 150 wines on sale. This is one of the gems of the sale, and it's Sterling Napa Valley 2016 Merlot.
This is really good.
It is really good.
Okay, well done, kind sir. What other specials you got going on there?
Well, like I said, so fall wine sale started. It's the biggest sale we've done since before COVID, and just one of those things where we're really trying to make a splash with it. So the bins are full, the shelves we've got stacks and stacks of wine at our deepest discounts of the year, and want people to just fly into that fall holiday season well stocked, and it's a good time to take advantage of that. Give them your social media and the address. Let them know. Well, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, MyersWine.com. We're on the corner of 13th and South Streets, and the sale will go for 2 more weeks. About 150 different wines from all over the world at our deepest discounts of the year. Go by, tell them Stricky sent you.
Tell them Stricky sent you. And this one's called.
This is Sterling 2016 Napa Valley
That's
Merlot.
Strick's pick of the day.
And then the beer was the Stillwater Saison collaboration out of North Haven, Connecticut.
Sir, you are like Trey Turner, 2 for 2. Well done.
Yes.
Thank you. You're too kind.
That's Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle Thirsty Thursdays. Stay tuned. More old school when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Your high school football coverage rolls on right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me this week from Seacrest Field for 2 games. On Thursday, we get our first look at Millard West as they travel to Lincoln to face off against Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks look to get their 7th win of the season on Thursday, which would be the most wins for Lincoln Southwest in a single season since 2018. On Friday at 7 p.m., it's Lincoln North Star and Lincoln East squaring off. The Spartans still have some work to do to solidify themselves in the playoffs, while the Gators are on the outside looking in. Make sure you tune in this Thursday and Friday for all your Week 8 high school football action right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Windy conditions will be in place yet again today as northwest winds could gust over 40. A red flag warning will be in effect this afternoon due to critical fire danger as we see an afternoon high of around 61. A few passing clouds tonight with a low of 40. It will be windy again tomorrow but slightly warmer with a high of 71. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of hour 1 of old school. Pretty good start. Husker Hall of Fame Eric Strickland in the first segment. Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle, bringing his magic, his amazing elixirs. That's a good way. Both of those are really good. Like I not for nothing. I'm not a wine guy. And I'm not much like lately. I'm not much of a beer guy. Like I just don't drink much.
Yeah.
But the beer felt friendly, and the wine felt like, oh, I'm a grown up. Like when wine tastes good to me, I feel like, oh, look at me. I'm a grown up. I can, because most wine, it doesn't hit me that way.
Yeah.
And Kevin's pretty good about. I would say of all the shows, he's probably 75%, 80% on ones that I like. That one's the top one immediately of the favorite ones that I've ever had here. So I hope I wasn't speaking out of school. You said that was really good. That
was the easiest wine I think I've had to drink in a long time. And I don't say that to mean I dislike wine, because I'll drink wine too. But it's just there's you kind of get that face, and it's just kind of it is what it is. But that one was just like that. They talk about patio pounders as far as wine goes.
Like that's it, right? Like that was it.
I just drink that one.
And and that's that. If he had told me that was a $50 bottle of wine, I would have believed him.
Yeah.
Like he could have said 60, and I went, okay. Like I don't.
Oh, I say taste the difference. I get it.
Okay. But then you would tell me he's selling them for $20. You gotta.
Yeah. That's a must-have. Go and get it.
Yeah, and Becky's a wine person, so I'm going to recommend that one, and send her over for that one. And the beer, it's that time of year. Like that's. But see, then I go immediate to the extreme in that I want that in a keg, right? So you don't think about how many of them you're drinking. You're just drinking.
Yeah. Do you? I thought at one time I heard that you don't really catch a buzz.
I don't. So I'm not.
If you drink a keg of beer,
there have been cases where I've drank 20 beers, draft and or bottle, and not been affected by it.
Nothing. Huh.
Well,
is it a medical condition?
Well, so this I've told the story, but for my 30th birthday, I had a sports bar in Virginia. And my friends, I mean, like guys and girls that I played softball with, played flag football with, basketball with, folks that I had grown up with, that whole thing, decided to throw me a 30th birthday party at my bar. So I checked in, I went in to work, and there they are. And my buddy Donald Turner, Buck, call him. Buck looks at me and goes, "Okay, so here's the mission." And he goes, "No work, give me your keys, and you're going to sit here, and we're going to bring you 30 shots. Now, I was a high-level drinker at the time. Like, mass consumption, like, get it in. But we would go dancing, so we would burn off alcohol. Like, we would go, and we would dance for 5 hours, 6 hours, sweating through 2 or 3 shirts. Like,
I've seen your backup
shirts.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. So, and then there were a couple, like, birthdays where, it didn't end up well. Where they would deliver me to my house and then push me in the door,
right.
knowing where the key is, and then leaving. But this one was 30. They're like, one shot for every year of your birthday. And so they started to count. And, are you familiar with stoplights?
As far as drinking?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's 3 shots to come together. And there's red, yellow, green. And you start with the green, then the yellow, then the red. And you do them back to back to back. So the first 3 was the stoplights. And then the next person would choose, and they would come up. Somewhere around shot 5, the women took over and were delivering the shots. And the rule was they'd get a kiss. So starting at 5, then shot of tequila, shot of Jack, little turkey, like we went through the full parade.
Everything.
Like we went through it. Well, we got to 30, and I actually remembered 30. Like, like I made it. But I danced in like the whole night. Like sometimes the shots were being delivered on the dance floor. And the problem was that in between shots, I was still drinking beer.
Oh, man.
So when I got to 30 shots, I probably drank 10, 11 beers on top of it. And at about 20 minutes past number 30, my friend said that I went missing. And they looked all over the place. And they went out the parking lots. They're like, maybe he went off with some woman and he's in the parking lot, or he's like, finally they looked in my office under my desk. And there I was nursing the trash can. I was holding on to it, caressing it. Yes. Oh, so lovely. And it was full. But they took me home, and because it was my bar, and this was like Falls Church, Virginia, and this is a very confined space, the police officers knew me, and it was like, okay, let's get Derek home. So a buddy of mine, Charlie Schaefer, he had this monster truck that probably you had to be like 6 foot tall just to get into this thing. But he's going to drive me home because he was a non-drinker. And they lifted me up and put me in the passenger seat, and I'm leaning across the window. And Charlie proceeds to pull off, except for the fact that we hadn't seat belted me in nor really shut the door. So there I am, folded over, top end outside the truck, and I am a human sprinkler. Like it. Alcohol poisoning. In bed for 3 days, and since that night, I am not chemically capable of getting drunk.
It's because you raised your level too much.
My tolerance for alcohol, my body processes alcohol at a level that's pretty ridiculous. And it's been challenged, and Junior Seau and the San Diego Chargers took me to Tijuana, and we did what's called instant margaritas, where you get in a barber's chair, you lean back, and they pour several liquors into your mouth until you can't. You get a tequila shot for every bar you walk into. Like, they've tried, failed miserably. Stan Humphries once bought me 60, so the count was his jersey number was 16. So he goes, "All right, let's see if 16 gets you in." Nope. It's been tried all over Utah, Virginia, Texas, wherever. No effect.
It's not happening.
Like, it's just no effect. And then it became, well, then what's the point? But now I'll drink because I'm being social, but I'm not drinking for effect.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of the opposite of me. I've got the nickname Cheap Date Box because I'll drink about 2 of them and I'm pretty good to go.
Well, so what we should do, we go out to a bar together. They buy me the drinks, I give them to you.
Yeah. Then I'll be the one hanging outside of the truck at the end.
There it is, man. There it is. Hour number 2 of Old School. Jay Foreman will join us shortly. Lots to talk about. And of course, Barry Thompson will call in and we'll talk to him, courtesy of the folks at Ambition Electric. Barry Thompson Hour here on Old School coming up.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides. Shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Internet. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2 of Old School on a Thursday. That means several things. It means you are one day away from your weekend. You are 80% through your work week. You have done your thing. Greatly appreciated. Congratulations to you. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line. Honda Lincoln hotline if you want to hit us with a what's up, but the Honda Lincoln hotline is occupied right now. Starter Heyman live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. You can see what's going on in studio. Let's welcome in the Husker Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. And Jay, let him know about the Mercado.
Is my mic on? Oh, okay. Mercado, 84th and Havelock, certified Piedmontese and their special ingredients. And the stupendous, that's a good word,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Stupendous
yes, sir.
butcher shop. All types of meat, all types of cuts. Seafood. They even had like lump crab meat, which brings me back out there to Frederick, Maryland. The DMV, pasta, take home. They even had street tacos, jerkies, all different types of jerkies. Certified Piedmontese, and the Mercado is off the charts.
Thursday, 5 o'clock means.
There it is. Here he comes.
Bring him in.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Folks from the folks from Ambition Electric. Bring us Barry Thompson, but first,
hit his theme music. Hit his theme music. He like Dion. Hit my music.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Oh, you can let that breathe, Bach. Expand yourself. Let your chest. Say it with your chest. Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy, BT, QB Coach 1. What's happening with you?
Oh, man, it's all good on the wood, and Jay's in the house. I heard you guys talking about kegs and drinking stories and the old bar on Fall Skirts. I'm getting thirsty and hungry and getting ready for a developmental football game as soon as we're done.
Okay, all right. A lot of the talk has been Barry Thompson about the development of quarterbacks and then the protection of quarterbacks. And then what do you do when your backup quarterback gets on a winning streak and you're the face of the team and they want to make you come back from an injury too soon to protect your job? Let me ask you, Barry Thompson, quarterback coach, you're in Dallas and Cooper Rush has it going on. He's got it going on. You got a win streak, but Dak is back.
It was so funny. I'm not up, like immersed in it, but when things rise to my level, right, I know it's a big deal. And I saw the thing about Dak, and normally it would be, hey, he's practicing this week. It was like, I'm exaggerating, but it was like, well, Dak moved his thumb a little bit. We expected to be more mobile in a week or two. But it's kind of reverse of what happened in San Francisco, right? Everybody wanted to push Trey Lance up to the thing that wouldn't have to do anything with Garoppolo. And then Lance got hurt, and there's Garoppolo. So, in the running back position, they seem to have said a long time ago this idea by committee. I know there are cap constraints, but it's nice to know that you have Dak to kind of fall back on and to tell people out there, this isn't the first time this happened. When the Dolphins, way back when, had that, quote, perfect season where they didn't lose a game and they won the Super Bowl, the perfect record, Greasy was actually hurt for most of the season. Earl Morrall, a former first-round draft pick, and who also backed up Johnny Unitas, but he was the one that won most of the games in that season. And there was a big, everybody was in knots about would Greasy come back and would he not come back, and Greasy came back and finished the season. So this is not new. Go Cooper, go.
Barry, to stay close to your wheelhouse as far as the DMV, Carson Wentz. You heard Ron Rivera, the comment. You got DP's boy Tyler Heineke tires, or whatever you want to call it. How much more leeway do you give Carson Wentz, or do you take a holistic approach and look at running back play, offensive line play calling, so forth and so on?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you look at a team that's not functioning well, right? Typically, there's things all around the field, but there is that concentration on the quarterback position. I'll say from Wentz, and I'm not a first-hand guy, but when you watch a quarterback, go from the Eagles, and he goes down with injury, can't get healthy, and Foles is the guy who takes him to the Super Bowl and wins. That elevates the whole Eagle program, not Wentz. It was Foles and Peterson that did it. Then both those guys have an early exit out of there. And then Wentz pops up in Indianapolis. Now, the thing that caught my ear about Wentz is when the owner of the Colts said that was a mistake. I don't know how many times the owner
You want that
has
check back?
spoken out. Yeah, and that would have caught my ear. So to be honest with you, I didn't really understand the love that Wentz was getting or the money he got when he came to the Commanders because of that little path. If there was anybody that had to work at a discount, to me it would have been him. And so whatever issues have kind of followed him through his career, I think they just showed up. And everybody was happy for a while, but they started to show up. I'll stop talking, but I'll just tell listeners out there, not all quarterbacks are equal. And I mean, not only in terms of ability, but their ability to relate to players and to manage men, they're not all the same. And you get in these situations, especially at the NFL level, even some team levels, where you'll have a guy who's kind of anointed to be this guy, but he's not that guy. You know, he doesn't get along with everybody. He rubs teammates the wrong way. He's a little selfish. There's another quarterback in the AFC West who had his initial the word out, but that he was a selfish player. And when that team got itself together, it was on the leadership of another position, a running back. And now you look at, you know, things seem to be popping up in one of the AFC West teams with the same guy. There have been other quarterbacks like him. Jeff George was like that. He had a reputation for being kind of selfish or not there. Bottom line is a quarterback, a real good quarterback, is comfortable in all areas of the locker room. He's the type of guy that you not only want to play with, but if he's really good, he's the type of guy that you want to play for. And I don't know you can check those boxes with Carson Wentz.
Barry, a lot of the talk when it comes to quarterback, and the words used are arm talent. And I don't think everybody gets a real good vantage on what people mean, what to look for when you're talking about arm talent at the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's a weird term. Just hands started becoming a part of the position. You know, your hand size. To me, what a quarterback needs to not only be active, but there are times when he needs to do things with the ball. He needs to manipulate the ball, and he has to have the confidence that he can do that. I was watching all 22 of a Big Ten quarterback. He was on the left hash. He had a version of cover 3, which meant he knew that he had the out. But the inside defender, right, the defender that would have been underneath the route was the guy that, you know, he had to worry about. And when this guy goes back, he kind of calculates that in. And what he does is he goes back and he fires the ball across the field, but the ball takes an arc of which it goes up and it goes down, just over about 3 inches over the outstretched hands of the kind of free defender in that scenario. That's, I guess, what they call arm talent. I call it playing the position. That same quarterback, and just use him, I was watching tape, he had a 2-man route, and the route on the hash was going to run a post, and the outside route was going to run a in-cut or a dig. And you see this quarterback go back out of a play action fake, his head slaps around. He picks up the middle backer in the Tampa 2 to take the post. The very next step, he realigns his eyes to the window that he wants to throw in. He finishes his footwork, and he throws the ball. At the time he throws the ball, there's nobody in that spot. But by the time the ball arrives, that in cut is right in perfect spot. So call that arm talent if you want. To me, that's good quarterback play.
Barry, when you look at quarterback play, obviously Nebraska played Rutgers last week, and it goes without saying that Casey Thompson's like they used to say, one tough hombre. Talk about you coaching. Here I guess a 3 kind of headed question. You coaching a quarterback that's always constantly under duress. You as a play caller when your quarterback is under duress. And then maybe from your experience playing the position and dealing with that, and how you can kind of somehow welcome it, but then kind of play around it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. As the play caller, I'll start with that part of it. As a play caller, you are stressing to kind of find answers. You have this idea of how it's going to go, and then all kinds of things happen, right? And so then you're just looking for things that are on your palate that can make it easier, get the first down. It depends on how many ingredients you have available to you, but that's a very stressful situation for a play caller. From a player standpoint, I think Casey kind of said it best. He understood what was going on. He knew that and this is why it's great having experience at that position. He said that the intensity of that rush was something that he knew they couldn't sustain. And so that he just got to kind of hang in there and hang in there and hang in there. And that part of that game would calm down and he could get back to what he did. So from his standpoint, experience, he's just going to fight through those situations. And you want, from a playing standpoint, just to make the best decisions that you can based off, that you're knowing it. And that's where it comes into really understanding your protections and your concepts, right? And part of doing that is that you also got to calculate, okay, if I get pressure from here, if they decide to come here and I think this, how am I going to react, right? And it has to be thought through, practiced through. I've even gone to the extent that, and haven't done it in a year, but one of the quarterbacks that's playing at an FCS school, when he was in high school, he used to come to me on Sunday night, and we would get on a football field, and I would just ask him, I said, what play's coming in if we're on the right hash? And he would tell me. And I said, okay, all right, so we made 3 yards. Now we're center field. We're up at the 25-yard line. What formation's coming in? And we would walk the whole field. And he knew his offense so well that we get I remember one time we got to midfield. I said, what's coming in? He told me a play. He says, but it never works. And I said, okay. No, he was honest with that. So we stopped. And I said, why doesn't it work? I said, what does the coverage look like? What's going on? And he said, well, normally this is where the ball's supposed to go, but that guy gets there. I said, well, if that guy gets there, then what's here? And he goes, oh, right? He just had an epiphany. He goes, oh. Then I said, okay, let's say that you get that, and now you get knocked back. We're at the 50 now. What are we thinking about? Right? So a quarterback on some level has to get it to that point where he's walking himself through the game, walking himself through the scenarios, and has done it 2 or 3 times during the week. So by the time he gets to the game and he's in that stressful situation, he's making all good decisions and reactions. And like Casey said, just fighting through it until things calm down.
We're talking to Barry Thompson, quarterback coach, football coach. As the game evolves, different levels of protection for different levels of players happens. The recent movement is, extra protection for quarterbacks and the way they're brought to the ground. What are your thoughts on the roughing the passer issue currently in the NFL?
I didn't see the one Sunday, but I saw the one Monday. And I went and I immediately hit YouTube and looked up Turkey Jones tackling Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And anybody hadn't seen that, just go to YouTube, put in, yes, there were NFL players named Turkey.
Yep.
Turkey Jones
Yep.
tackling Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
So we've come a long way. You do want to protect them. And I kind of understand that whatever those rules are, the referees were following and interpreting those rules correctly. But those rules need to be refined. I mean, when you're tackling a player and that's roughing the passer, that rule needs to be refined. Protect them, but if you're tackling them, I don't know. I understand, like, you sling a guy around and, he lands on his head and then you're 300 pounds and you land on him. Okay, if you want to protect them from that, that's fine. Maybe, but I mean, at some point, the players have to take responsibility for protecting the quarterback.
Yeah.
You just can't let them off the hook. Like, I don't know. Those calls I didn't understand.
Barry, when you look at this upcoming game against Purdue, I have my views on Aiden O'Connell as a player, but from you being the expert, I want to know what your view on him as a quarterback, and then where he kind of ranks in the the Big Ten rankings, as far as quarterback play.
Yeah, I've seen him a little bit. He was a little bit last year. He was a little streaky, I thought, last year, but he is a guy that can get the ball to where it needs to be. I think in Purdue you have, and I heard Coach Joseph talk about this too, is you have a very mature team. So there's a certain calmness, just like we were referring to Casey, right? That was a stressful situation. So you want somebody back there who's calm and doesn't freak out because it's not going immediately right. In Purdue, you have that type of guy, and you watch him, the number of times that he will finish his drop and the ball's gone. When you see that, that's a quarterback who has a clear understanding pre and post snap of where to go with the ball, right? And guys are open. So that's an effective quarterback, a guy who can move the chains. And a guy like that, you want to be able to make him hesitate some way to lose his effectiveness. Not that he can't do other things. It's just he's better at the first thing. And so you want him to play the game trying to do the second thing. You know what I mean? You don't want him all day hitting his foot and getting rid of the ball. So defensively, they're going to have to come up with a little bit of an answer because that bend and break stuff with a guy like that's not going to work because you're so busy defending that, and then they stick you with a run, and, they got a running back. So he is going to present a challenge, and the way the defense has kind of responded, I'm sure they have a plan for it. But yeah, you just don't want him all day long going back and just hitting his foot and throwing the ball. He's effective, and I think that they're a solid team. Solid.
Barry, is that pressure up the middle? Is that dirty windows for a guy to get him out of his rhythm? What's the easy way? I mean, we're talking to a quarterback, so what's the easiest way to disrupt his middle of the game passing game?
Again, you're gonna we talk about thirsty Thursday. We talk about food. It's the ingredients that you have at your plate without disrupting what you do. So you break down film. Are these first reads that this guy's getting? Or does he progress to the second read? What happens when he progresses to the second read? So maybe it's just studying, hey, here's where he likes to go, and let's just take that away. That could be one answer. Another answer would be, hey, I can have a loose defender if you're not getting home. Let's play with our hands up, right? Try and tip some balls. So all that stuff. And then, of course, you have your blitzes, which are going to expose you against a mature quarterback. But, the mix of those things, I think, are things that can be done without taking the Nebraska defense out of its characteristics, right? Those are kind of common things. You can get more physical with the receivers. One of the things, if you bump a receiver from a quarterback perspective, I always tell receivers that if they get their hands on you, you're done. Don't expect the football, right? Because, so you have these things that the defense can do, and I think without taking them out of their character and making things complicated for the defense, be more physical with receivers, take away first reads, get hands up at the line of scrimmage. Those types of things are fairly simple things that can be done. See if it bothers them. If not, then, start pulling out some blitzes and knocking them off.
You've been behind some really good offensive lines in pass protection and some really not good lines in pass pro.
Mm-hmm.
How does it affect your play? Does the hitting or the pressures concern you? Do you carry those from play to play, series to series, or how do you handle all that?
Well, I think it's human nature if you're getting whacked. Well, first of all, it's going to affect you as a play caller, right? It's going to affect you as a play caller. So you know that you can't call anything or else your quarterback's going to get whacked in the face. So that affects you as a play caller. But playing the position itself, you're getting hit all the time. And, those types of things, you start to get a little irritated. And then if you get some really good shots, if you can't get rid of the ball in a certain amount of time, you start to get a little jumpy. It's just human nature. But there, my dad always said the best way to avoid a bad situation is not put yourself in one. I've been around programs, DP, and it's just amazing to me that these programs will have, getting in the weeds for some of your listeners now. In football practice, there are all these different segments. It's a part whole sport. And one of the segments for the O-line consistently is what they call inside, where it's just the interior lineman, the defensive lineman, and the backers. And I've been around programs who will run that for 3 hours, it seems like if they could. But they won't spend a dime of a minute on pass pro. They won't spend a minute on pass protection. And I constantly, I've been around and had the drumbeat, like, why don't we have a blitz period? Why don't we have a blitz period? It's like, oh no, and now the better programs of that, we have it. And lo and behold, this would be a shocker. If you take players and every day you have them practice against something that they're going to see the players having to get better. I'm just saying. It's wild. It's crazy like that.
It's
crazy
every now and then. We'll throw it to break. Barry, when we come back, I do want to go in that space where those coaching creatives get in the way of progress. And we'll talk about some of the things that happen at halftime and those conversations between offensive coordinators, quarterbacks, and head coaches. I want to talk about that when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Meyer, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstorats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Registration is now open for winter sports leagues for adult basketball and youth basketball through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult kickball and volleyball registration are also open. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before October 16th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Windy conditions will be in place yet again today as northwest winds could gust over 40. A red flag warning will be in effect this afternoon due to critical fire danger as we see an afternoon high of around 61. A few passing clouds tonight with a low of 40. It will be windy again tomorrow, but slightly warmer with a high of 71. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J.
Welcome back to Old School, the Brothers Johnson. St. George. Strawberry Letter 22. I actually called it 23, even though the lyrics in the song are Strawberry Letter 22. But they named the song Strawberry Letter 23. One of the great bass players of all time. You hear that? That's his thumb snatching your soul.
Hey, DP, real quick, greatest bass line in all music. What's the greatest bass line? Who has it?
Larry Graham.
Larry Graham, what song?
Feel the Need. Or what's the one that the HBCUs use? GCS, the baddest group from east to west.
All right, what about Staple Singers, beginning of that song?
Pops is serious. Pop Staples is serious.
What about For the Love of Money?
Good start, but Larry Graham was so unique in that. First of all, think cool. Everything Sly and the Family Stone was Larry Graham.
Yeah.
So the funkiest band in history of our country had Larry Graham as bass player.
Yeah, I got that. I was just wondering about the bass lines in different songs, like
No. He would tell you, and he would drop down. He'd say, "On bass." Like he had the voice to match, and then he thumped you out until you couldn't do it anymore. So that's Larry Graham, Graham Central Station. If you folks that don't know,
yes,
Barry, we talked about on break coaches, and I asked Jay this thing, right? That defenses, especially great defenses, winning defenses, have a boundary, a line that they set for the number of points that they can allow and for this team to guarantee a win. Most great defenses will tell you we're not letting anybody score, but we also know that stuff happens and you better have a plan. On the other side of it, Nebraska's dealing with some of this now in that you have to define as a Big Ten offense how many points you're going to have to put up to give your team a chance to win. Right? How much friction happens between quarterback coach and head coach about that number and the philosophy behind it?
Well, I think in large part it depends whether you have an offensive coach or a defensive coach. You know, one of the interesting things about Brady's career, jump aside, is when he went to Tampa and Arians was there, he said that was the first time in his football career that he had an offensive head coach. How about that?
Yeah.
So,
well,
that way that the game is going to be prosecuted, it matters a lot, the perspective of the guy that's structuring the game. But the one of the things that's really unique, and I think, and I hate to mention it, but one of the things that Kansas City, the team in Kansas City, and that quarterback, I don't know his name, but he seems like he's decent. It seems like he might have a chance. Is they put pressure on you by scoring the ball. Because when you look at the pantheon of teams, not every team is effective at scoring the ball. So yes, you need defense. Yes, you have to be able to run the ball, but it's the efficiency in which you can score the ball offensively that really puts pressure on teams in football, and I'm convinced in basketball as well. Your offensive efficiency, the way that you can sometimes, the 8 or 12, play drive, that's a great thing. But that's a lot of work to score the ball. I'm not saying be impatient, but there are other teams that can get that done in 4, or they can get it done in 6, or they can get it done in 1. And then you have to fight against the defense and struggle. Maybe that possession doesn't go right. You punt. They got field position, and then here comes an offensive efficiency again. So scoring the ball, particularly in football, and I thoroughly believe in basketball too. You know me. The efficiency in which you score puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the team that you're playing.
Jay, when you hear that, right? That
right.
As a defensive team, you game plan based on their explosiveness. Listen, we can have 3 really good downs.
Yeah, but we've had one bad down. Yeah, I think really, to be honest with you, it's, I think it has to be holistic. It has to be all 3, because how aggressive or non-aggressive you are on special teams should correlate to how you play offense and play defense. And so, like when we played, for instance, Barry, when when you were facing Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, when he was in, just starting to take off, you knew, 1, that they were going to be able to score points. Then 2, when it got down tight, especially with Tom Brady, he was going to stick the dagger in your heart. So then you should be calling offensive plays with the assumption or with the hope of keeping him on the sideline. One thing I wanted to ask you about Purdue, and then to just kind of put your defensive hat on, or explain it from the offensive side of the ball. That might be even better. Like for me, a team like Purdue, I love playing against Purdue because it's going to be always a physical challenge, but it's a mental challenge, right? Can you continue to play your concepts and communicate effectively to actually put the pressure back on them and actually eliminate what they somewhat do well, or what they do really well, which is Jeff Brom and his play calling, taking advantage of inept defensive coordinators and inept defensive players' ability to just do the basics. So at Purdue, one of their biggest passing plays is what I used to call, or what we used to call, as the defense levels concept, right? It's pretty much, I call it the okey doke, taking the cheese, chasing your tail, banana in the tailpipe. They'll run 2 cross. They'll run 2. I mean, this is stuff I used to see in high school, and we actually ran it, right? It's 2 crossers, whether it's, the tight end to the boundary and the other tight end or number 3 to the wide side of the field, or the number 2 to the wide side of the field, and one of the 2 or 3 runs a level route. So if it's against zone, it's going to be, a tight end running let's say a 10 to 12 or maybe 15-yard in, sit down against zone, or he'll run like a deep over route against man. Like if I can see this as a 46-year-old man, right, that don't know much, and they keep running it over and over and over. No, they'll dice up the formations. That, that other stuff.
And by the way, you have Marvin Harrison running the short 5-yard route from the outside.
Yeah, when I played it, but Barry, they got slick and they put a homeboy in there and ran the deep over route. And Jay Foreman was on his horse and they had a pass breakup against him. And then the linebacker coach said, "Well, what? Why? Because when the RCA dome turf back then was hard, right?" He's like, "Well, why'd you get up so slow, bro? I was in 5th gear while he was in 2nd to make a pass up breakup, and then when I hit the ground, both knees just went right to the concrete. Like while you sitting on the sideline having me cover a dude and have the safeties covering deep. Well, anyways, that's another conversation. Talk about the mindset of Purdue's play calling. Now they do run other plays, but that's their bread and butter, right? And what
you go back to Peyton Manning when he was a Tom Moore.
Yep.
They ran that concept
to death.
It was right.
They ran China route and that all day long, right down the field.
Right, and so what Peyton did and what a play caller's doing is he's watching how you play the tight end.
Yeah,
that's what Peyton. All he needed to know was how were you going to play the tight end, and then he had all the answers in the pass game. So whatever concept it is, right? It just it gets bandied around a lot. Hey, keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. Keep it simple and players play fast. Well, that's a great offensive example where they have a very simple concept, and you can run the players through all the different variables that they're going to see. And as a play caller, right, you kind of understand, hey, that if they're taking this away, they're giving me something else. So if you're going to do that, I'll go over here. And the only reason why I'll go over here is because I want to get back to what we do. Air raid offenses are kind of constructed that way. That's why they have, kind of wide because the people run it. The concepts are very simple. And they know that when you start to take something away, this is what's going to be available to them. Think of another pass. Norm Chow, the triangle read. Triangles are very difficult, especially in high school. Triangles to the outer third are very difficult to defend. Now, you move up a level, I give you triangles in the middle of the field, and the quarterback is going to understand you're really going to be in trouble, right? Very, very simple concepts that lets the quarterback understand, pre-snap, post-snap, where to go with the ball. And you just get a lot of effectiveness out of it. And it's the same thing defensively, right? There's only so many fronts, so many coverages. And there are defenses that will base out a certain coverage, and I don't know if you can do it anymore, but, there was not too long ago, there were defensive coordinators that they would play 4-3 cover 4 no matter what you did. And they were having success because the players could identify everything that they wanted to do out of that, and they could play fast. So I think that's just a great example of that, that it makes it easy for them. And, like you said, you got to tackle and you got to decide what you want to give up.
Right.
What you want to take away.
I want to ask you this, Barry, because I think like in my, humble, no knowledge opinion, right? That just has been jettisoned to the radio.
Right.
I think I'm a firm believer you can run man and zone against Purdue, and I'm a firm believer of running variety of variations of zones of one coverage, right? So whether it's primarily, let's just say cover 4. Mm-hmm. Talk about how confusing it could be for an offensive coordinator or quarterback where you say, so for me, if I would run what we used to call cover 6, and just based on the formation, we run 4 to 1, cover 4 to one side, 2 on the back, 4 plus 2 equals 6 for you people out there. Or we could just run cover 6 or cover 4 and just have a call if you have a 3-by-1 in the back away from you. Essentially, we could shift that quarter coverage to inside type of man, bail, don't let any skinny posts, and we're going to make you throw a back shoulder fade or, a deep fade route, and we're just going to try to push you to the sideline, i.e. having that other defender. Talk about the matchup zone, right, which I like to do, and there's 2 different ways to play a matchup zone in my book, right? Matchup zone, you communicate, take the guy when he comes into your zone, especially, depending on down and distance. Or what I also like matchup zone is if you are at a foot deficiency. So me against Marvin Harrison, me against plethora of Antoine Randall, Travis Kelce, so forth and so on. I liked playing triangle or box, right? 3-on-2, 4-on-1. It allows you to be really aggressive on undercover under routes, which Purdue likes to make hay on. But then also it gives me enough confidence that I know I have Barry and DP in the cover 4 playing the up the field. Now, what it also allows me to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is to throw off your timing, because now this allows me to be ultra aggressive when I want to jam you within 5 yards. But then it also helps you in the run game because I have eyes looking at the quarterback and jamming you with my peripheral vision. Talk about how those 3 conceptual in at different times in the field can really hurt an offense like Purdue if run correctly. And they're, to me and you, they're pretty simple, but they're all based on communication.
So then now you're getting into the chess match between coordinators, right? So as I'm listening to you, what's coming to my mind is I'm shifting and I'm adding motion. So I'm going to force you to communicate those coverages. I'm not going to come out in the set and let you guys go, hey, the 2x1, the back's here, and we know exactly what we're doing. So now you get into that part of the game. And when you do that, most college defenses aren't built that way to kind of handle all that stuff. They can give you a tight
you need to be, Barry. Hey, we was doing that way back in 1994.
I know, Jay, but you've been watching TV like me, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I feel you. They run a straight 7-on-7 coverages.
Yes, exactly. And then, you personnel groups, right? So, but from an offensive standpoint, there's only at the college level, there's only so much offense a quarterback can carry into a game and be effective. Now, the pro level, right, you can ask him to carry more offense into the game, right? Because he's the one that's going to be orchestrating, calling the checks and getting you in and out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, bring it down to my level, we're playing a team that likes to, every now and then, not a bear front, but a TNT front.
Right.
Right. So we have a couple of checks here that we see that, and early in the week it was to the open side, but now we just finally, I'm giving stuff away, but there's checks to the tight end side. We also have a simple switch and call for our guy, based on where the one technique is and play that we're running. So, we couldn't have given that to this guy in August.
Right.
But now we can give it to him now as he's making it through his junior year. And I would think offensively, yes, it's sound stuff. It can absolutely be done. But you're just getting into the numbers part of the game, right? If I can outnumber you where I think you're going to be at the point of attack, make things tough for you, then it's a question, well, can I counter that, right? Can I get stuff going the other way? Can I boot? Can I, get you a personnel group that's going to give you an alignment issue, right? So even if I go tight bunch, right, and I've got some plays out of that, right, you're going to have some alignment issues.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, we'd be in a little chess match there, Barry. The Jay Foreman knuckleheads against you. I try to confuse you. I think against Purdue, talk about this. Like, I think you can mix in a little bit of 3-man rush with Caleb being in there, and then sometimes almost rush to make Aiden O'Connell to get off his spot, knowing he's not going to beat you by running. So,
right.
Hey, B, we're gonna toward the break. We'll load it up. You know how we close it. We'll find out what you're cooking. We'll find out next with Barry Thompson.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com. Registration is now open for winter sports leagues for adult basketball and youth basketball through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult kickball and volleyball registration are also open. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before October 16th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. and sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Your high school football coverage rolls on right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me this week from Seacrest Field for 2 games. On Thursday, we get our first look at Millard West as they travel to Lincoln to face off against Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks look to get their 7th win of the season on Thursday, which would be the most wins for Lincoln Southwest in a single season since 2018. On Friday at 7 p.m., it's Lincoln North Star and Lincoln East squaring off. The Spartans still have some work to do to solidify themselves in the playoffs, while the Gators are on the outside looking in. Make sure you tune in this Thursday and Friday for all your Week 8 high school football action right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Warhorse Casino Lincoln is open, and guests are winning big already. Get in on the fun at Nebraska's first casino. Try your luck on your favorite slot machines and join the Warhorse Rewards program for exclusive offers. The best is yet to come as we continue to build a world-class experience for our guests. Right off Highway 77 and West Denton, you'll always leave feeling like a winner at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxbeatlincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment. Got about 2 minutes, Barry Thompson. The question is, kind sir, what are you cooking? What are we eating?
Still there, Barry?
Wait, there you go. Sorry. Hey, today we had a Jalisco style taco, shrimp taco. It's not like any shrimp taco you ever had. These ingredients won't make sense, but I'm telling you, there's some steps. Jalisco is a state in Mexico. It sits on the Pacific. The capital is Guadalajara. It's known for mariachi bands and tequila, and I'm telling you, good food. So this dish, you make a salsa, and then you make use similar ingredients to make the filling. So the salsa that you make is you're going to seed these tomatoes, you put them in, you puree, You add oregano, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic, and then once that's done, you will have chopped up about a cup of cabbage, and you'll put that in there, and then also about a cup of cilantro, and that's your salsa. You let that sit. Now you're going to take similar ingredients and start to make the filling. You will have tomatoes, oregano, salt, pepper, a little garlic. Except this, you want a little chunkier. You're also going to have some peeled and veined shrimp. So after you finish that little filling, you'll clean everything out, and then you're going to put the shrimp in. And the shrimp, you're going to pulse it if you're using a blender just a few times. You want it to be a little chunky. In a pan, put some oil, heat it up. That filling mixture, we're going to cook that down and cook some of the moisture out of it. When it gets down around 7 minutes, so put a little flour in to thicken it, and cook the flour flavor out about a minute, and then we'll put that shrimp in there. And since it's in little pieces, you don't have to cook it long, maybe 90 seconds, and we'll put that aside. Now we're all set. Have the tortillas in a dry pan. You want to heat them up because we want to be able to fold them. And as you're heating them up, like 1, 2 at a time, put a towel over top of them to keep them warm. When you're done all that, put some oil in that dry pan. And while that oil is heating up, go back to your filling. You put about half that filling on the tortilla, and you fold it over. And you keep doing that till you're done. Your oil should be ready. You put about 3 or 4 of those in there, probably about 3 minutes or so. You can see it get a little brown. Flip it over, right? Boom, boom, boom. They're all done. Put them on a paper towel plate so it can, like you do with fried food. Now, you got the tortilla. It's ready to go. Now the toppings come in. So you got that salsa. You put that on top. You take little slices of avocado. You put that on top. And if you get that queso fresco, that white crumbly cheese, you sprinkle a little bit of that on. Get yourself a lime wedge. You're going to have to give a big old. This is not polite food. It's going to get messy. It is a flavor party for your mouth. You've never had a shrimp taco like this before. It's a Jalisco style shrimp taco. You can probably Google the recipe. It is delicious.
BT, we saw the video. Everybody go get it. BT, love you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Don't go anywhere here on the ticket weeknights. It's Carter Laundry. And then high school football. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer, bringing it to you.